This is Jack's contribution. AT&T will pull popular shows like Friends from streaming competitors, says the CEO. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when it comes to Netflix, a large percentage of the viewership that happens on Netflix is actually on licensed content from the big companies like NBC and others. And it turns out that AT&T, they own Warner Media, or at least they're merged together in some way. And Warner Media owns some big titles on Netflix that get a lot of viewership. Friends and ER. And apparently, in order to get Friends, Netflix paid $100 million to stream it exclusively through 2019. This blows my mind. I'm like, people are signing up and sending money to Netflix in order to watch Friends. It's like, what? Wait, that was a long time ago. What could possibly be in there other than some nostalgia? What are you remembering a better time in your life when you were younger? You had fewer gray hairs and your body was a little perkier. Is that what it is? Is that what you were trying to do here? What are you doing going back to Friends, Will, at this point in time? I mean, I can't really blame you. Kirk admitted to doing it himself. So I can't yell at you, but apparently there's a lot of people doing this. Otherwise, why are you paying $100 million? Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. That's a powerful one. You got to go down memory lane over and over and over again. Me, I don't want to see the same thing I saw yesterday. I treat that stuff like nuclear waste. The past, get over it. Let's go. I mean, you're going to learn something.
I mean, The Office, though. I would pay.
No, I don't do it. See, Will, I don't do it, man. I'm not looking. Classic. I don't need a warm blanket. I don't need a warm blanket. I can sleep with nothing on. You didn't know that. I don't need that warmth. I mean, sometimes I might like it. Who am I? Who am I kidding? Everybody reaches in there every so often. But I think some people do it a little too much in my estimation here. $100 million for Friends, a show from 20 years ago or whatever it is. Anyway, they paid a lot, but it doesn't matter. They could pay anything because now that AT&T, like everyone else, has to do their streaming service. These are the subscriptions you have to have. Well, you got to have Netflix. You got to have Hulu. You got to have sports, if you like it. HBO. You got to have Apple's new service, TV Plus. Plus. People around here talking about Crave. I'm sick of hearing about it. Kirk's always bringing up Crave. Came up in a hockey locker room. People just listing off services. I'm dying. I can't take it anymore. Well, where did you see that? Where'd you watch that show? Was it on Crave or Netflix? It was on the internet somewhere. You know? It's like it's too much already. Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, they in this article it says that they paid $30 million last year for it for Friends.
For Friends, stay. a $30 million re-up.
And now this year it's $100 million.
Yeah.
Or next year, I should say.
I feel like we're undervalued here, Will. No one's giving us $30 million. We get nothing for this.
We're not syndicated yet.
Lunch money for this year. You know, we're barely hanging on. We're hanging on by a thread. And Netflix doesn't care. AT&T, they don't care. Well, we need some sort of deal like this, obviously. Apparently, we should be just making Friends. We should just do a Friends remake, and then we'll be all set. Then Netflix will come calling. I don't know who's who. I guess I don't even know enough about these guys to say who's who. Jack, which one are you? You're Joey? Okay, Jack, who are you? We're doing the remake of Friends.
Joey, Ross, Chandler.
Okay, I'm Ross.
Monica, Phoebe.
Jack's Rachel. Chandler. That means you're. Who's Will? One of the ladies? He's definitely the prettiest out of all of us. So
the weird one.
So I'll give him that. Anyway, so to go into it here, yeah, AT&T, they want some of the streaming love. It's the future, cable TV. Who knows where we're going? They got to go to the shareholders and say, we're young. We're going after it. We got new stuff. And so they're going to have a streaming service, just making your life that much more complicated. Now you got to watch all kinds of things all over the place. As of right now, licensed content from studios like Warner Media and NBC Universal made up 72% of the minutes people spent watching Netflix as of October, according to Nielsen data. So Netflix is mostly licensed content if you're looking strictly at viewership. I guess the other 30% would be originals and things like this. I'm saying, people, you got to watch some different stuff. If all you're going to do is go back and watch these old shows from 20 years ago when you loved your life, then you're going to keep empowering these old ancient companies. They're going to keep creating streaming services so long as Friends remains valuable. Now they're going to take money from you left, right, and center. You watch new stuff, you'll be all set. You can find something, take a chance on a new piece of content. Maybe you'll learn something new instead of rehashing the past. I mean, that's just my take. But you don't have to listen to me. You could wear the warm blanket all day, just like Kirk. You go back, have a little Friends moment.
Yeah, I never seen Friends before, so it wasn't nostalgia.
No, I don't believe you. It was nostalgia for an era then. You can't watch Friends without watching the era. Same as Seinfeld or any of these things. Look, do what you got to do in life. It's tough to get through this thing here. You know, you wake up in the morning, you get kicked before you're even out of bed. That's how I like to wake up. So do what you got to do. As long as you're trying, I got a lot of respect for you. Even if you got to watch Friends to make it through, then you can go for it. But anyhow, AT&T streaming service making your life one bit more hard, more difficult. 60 plus Netflix statistics and facts and stats that define the company's dominance. What an article, Will. Yeah, I know. Netflix is huge. It's a big deal. I don't find myself actually watching that much of it anymore. I've been watching a little bit of Life Below Zero. I don't mind those type of shows, although there are aspects that are obviously staged. But the people are cold. It's legitimately cold out there. I'll tell you that. No one's faking that. The weather is happening. I always like that. I love it when the weather is happening. Can't fake it. So they're freezing. They're hunting as well. They're really catching animals and all that. So I watched a little bit of that. But yeah, it's becoming harder to catch my attention. We were talking earlier about Black Mirror. Maybe when the next Black Mirror comes out, maybe they'll get me back. It's not like I'm going to cancel my subscription, but I'm just saying maybe they'll get me back in terms of getting in front of it and watching something. We'll see where they try to take Black Mirror this year. I'm a little worried. It might get political or something. I just want it to stay. I want Black Mirror to be strictly futuristic. And we'll see what they end up doing with it, but maybe that'll bring me back.